Creepy bus ride. This happened to me years ago. I was working as an IT technician, and one of my cases brought me to a rather out-of-the-ways corner in Singapore, and it was a time-consuming case. By the time I was done, it was already nighttime, and yes, it was pretty dark. That particular area had only one bus, so I boarded the first bus that came along. Immediately, I felt that something was off. It was a strange feeling. I can't describe it. I've had these feelings in the past. I think it's just my way of acknowledging the paranormal. I felt that something was definitely off, but again, I brushed it aside, being way too tired from work. So I paid my fares, noted that there were only two other passengers, a middle-aged lady and a young lady, and I chose a seat near the exit. A couple stops down, the middle-aged lady moved to the exit and gave me a look, and she tilted her head a little, as if asking me to get off the bus. I found it very strange, and I gave her a puzzled look. I didn't know how else to react. She gave me one last final look, and then proceeded to just get off the bus. As the bus proceeded to move, I came upon a couple of realizations. Number one, the bus driver and the other passenger felt off, and I didn't notice their faces, while I noticed the middle-aged lady's face. Number two, why would the middle-aged lady get off the bus when we're nowhere near any housing areas? I decided to get off at the next stop, and moments later, I saw another bus appear with a middle-aged lady inside. We gave each other acknowledging looks, but never spoke of the previous bus. On hindsight, maybe I should have talked to her about it. A bus trip vision and thoughts. Hello everyone. As in my other story, A Day Vision, I was fully awake when this happened. This was actually the first experience with visions and them coming true for me. I was on the city bus on my way to work. I had my head rested against the window, just poking outside as we drove. I had a vision of myself sitting on the bus, head resting against the window, looking out just like I had been, and another city bus pulled up from behind us. The city bus came beside us and honked its horn twice, got over in front of the bus I was in, and slowly stopped, having us stop as well. The bus driver stood up, faced us, and told everyone that we had to transfer to the bus up front due to mechanical problems with our bus, the one that we were currently in. Finally, the vision stopped and it was finished, and I remember kind of squinting my eyes and thinking what the heck that was all about. No sooner than I thought that, a city bus came from behind, drove alongside us, tapped its horn twice, and got in front of us and slowed down to a stop. Our bus driver got out of his seat and asked all of the passengers to transfer over to the other bus. I just sat there totally confused and kind of in a La La Land state. The driver came over to me and said, "Ma'am, you need to get on the other bus." I didn't know how to react. I stood up, and as I walked past him, I asked what was going on, why did we have to transfer? He said that the bus was having problems and that he had called for another bus to meet him so the passengers wouldn't be thrown off of their schedule. As I said, this was the first experience I've had, and this was way back in 1999. Since then, I have had several more. I also every now and then get feelings that something is just going to happen. Some of them I shrug it off because it's things I don't want to believe or don't want to happen. But still, the thoughts nag at me. One example, about 3 weeks ago, I was having a feeling about my oldest son. Jail or prison is where my thoughts kept leading to. The thoughts were persistent, even though I tried to just shake them away and think, what a stupid thought. Don't think about things like that. It nagged at me so much, I spoke to him via computer. He lives out of state and kept telling him he needs to change his ways and for him to be careful. Well, a week and a half ago, my son was arrested and is still currently in jail. Court on the 29th, which he may receive a prison sentence for. Blue gas mist over California desert in the middle of the night. Excuse me, guys. Has anyone seen anything like this? I was watching a documentary on Netflix tonight called The Hidden Hand about alien encounters, which I am extremely skeptical about. When one of the men being interviewed during the film mentioned seeing classified government documents discounting a strange blue mist in the sky over the California desert as being swamp gas. It totally brought up to the forefront of my mind one night many years ago. 1999, I think, when I was on a charter bus with my youth group going to a summer camp in Sacramento. It was just any other night, normal night actually. I've done the bus ride the year before. It was a non-stop 26-hour ride up to Sacramento. The only time we would ever even stop was to either gas up or to switch drivers. That night, there were probably close to 50 high school kids aboard, as well as several adult chaperones. I still remember it vividly. The time was it was about 10 p.m. at night, and we were in the middle of nowhere. I just remember thinking that it was extremely dark outside. There were no stars, no distant lights anywhere. I was sitting on the right side of the bus, staring out the window, when I noticed a small blue light high up in the sky. I sat watching the light for a few minutes before tapping someone else on the shoulder to ask to see if they saw the same light as well. Before long, we had the entire bus looking out of the right side into the night sky, wondering what we were looking at. And then, over the next 20 minutes, the light itself grew and grew until it was taking up the majority of the sky. It wasn't really a light, it was a glowing blue mist, bright blue in color. After those 20 minutes, the mist slowly dissipated and was gone. The thing was giant. We were on the highway traveling, I'm sure, close to 70 miles per hour, and we were able to stare at it for well over 20 minutes. Shortly after, we had to stop for gas. We all got out of the bus to stretch our legs, and I overheard the bus driver having a conversation with two of the truckers at the gas station. One of the truckers asked if the bus driver had seen the blue mist over the sky. The bus driver said that he had, and they started speculating over what it could have been. The truckers asked if the bus driver had stopped to observe the light at all, and of course, being honest, the bus driver simply said, no, we hadn't. One of the truckers said he'd stopped and gotten out of his truck to observe that blue mist, and that now he had a metallic taste in his mouth, and for some reason he just, no matter what, he couldn't get rid of it. I don't know. It's just something that happened to me while I was in 11th grade. The story itself has stuck with me, and even until this very day, so many years later, I've never been able to explain it. I think it's cool that so many of us got to experience it together, though, even though I've lost contact with everyone over the years. But sometimes at night, I still sit and think about the situation, and I always wonder if anyone else who saw the same blue mist as I did still remembers it.